getting a bit of a lag here for right now. So give us a few minutes to get a few things where they need to be. In the meantime, thanks for joining us for tonight on Twitch. If you're online, got anything to say, drop it into the comments section or the stream chat area. Apologies. Or if you're on Facebook, go ahead and give us an idea as to what's going on in your neck of the woods. Checking out audio real quick here to make certain we've got, okay, we're good on that, so we are good to go. It is Friday night. We were not on earlier this evening. We will be on News 12 at 11 thanks to that golf tournament that was on for several hours on CBS that we were carrying. So we'll be on tonight at 11 o'clock and again throughout the rest of the weekend. Tune in for meteorologist Todd Heislip's forecast coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Hang on just 1 second here. Okay, we are good. Didn't see my audio on Twitch for some reason, and apologies to everybody on Twitch last night because of that audio dropout. Did about half of Weather Overtime with no audio whatsoever, so it was weather pantomime for quite some time. Let's go ahead and get started for this evening and give you an idea as to what's going on, which is not much. It's decently quiet out there. Finally got everything where we needed to have it. The Chattanooga Zoo camera been offline for a day or two, now back online thanks to the News 12 engineering staff for getting that taken care of. Looking back toward Erlinger Hospital, back toward the northwest, and a quiet, semi-cloudy evening for now. A bit of a beautiful sunset out there for tonight. I wish we could back this up and show you, but we don't really have time for that. Downtown, Bailey's Heating and Air camera, traffic moving along pretty well, and not seeing any delays on traffic. The puddles from yesterday are gone. Clouds starting to break up a little bit, almost able to see the moon out there earlier on. Lee Point from Plainview Outdoor Advertising, 153 and 64, showing up pretty nicely at this point. Far cry from the fog and the rain of about 24 to 48 hours ago. Patriot Concrete camera finally able to see the lights of Signal Mountain off in the distance. It's been decently hazy for the last couple of evenings, but not doing too bad. All of these cameras, by the way, you can see on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network if you'd like to tune into our website at wdef.com/weather for more on that. CHI Memorial Stadium, again, showing some pretty good travel, no backups. Back toward that side of the screen, we see the backups usually happen with the construction going on. That's not going on for this evening, so good news on that. And last but not least, Chattanooga Theater Center, some very decent fog in the last couple of nights. Few folks out and about in Coolidge Park, so not quite as frigid as it was. Very mild, in fact. Checking the quick numbers on temperatures at the Chattanooga Airport, 54 degrees. Keep in mind that the normal high temperature for this time of the year is about 51, so we are much, much warmer than where we should be once again. Cameras out across the area showing traffic moving along and not getting too much of a backup at this time. Heavy Friday night traffic for the most part, but we're also not seeing anything in the way of major amounts of rain or snow or ice or anything else, so that much is going on quite nicely. From I-24 and McBrien, TDOT Smartway camera showing traffic doing that slalom through the construction zone around Moore and Germantown roads, but otherwise not a major problem with anything involving visibility or rain tonight, so good news again there. Not seeing anything on radar either. Complete and total area sweep, not picking up any rainfall whatsoever. For those of you who have never joined us before on Facebook Live, on Weather Overtime, or on Twitch TV, this is our area of coverage. Southeast areas of Tennessee, western North Carolina, basically northwest Georgia, and northeastern Alabama, DeKalb and Jackson counties there. That's the News 12 viewing area. That's our reach for the our signal for what's called our designated market area or dominant market area, something like that. But in the meantime, this is where we're coming from. If you got questions about the area weather, drop into the comments section. If you don't, that's great. Thanks for joining us. Again, we're not as exciting as a lot of other Twitch channels can be, but bringing you more weather information because that's what I enjoy doing. So that's what we're going to be featuring for the foreseeable future on here for right now. So no rain at this point, and also good news again for tonight. We're seeing no severe weather threat. That is gone by the wayside. We might be looking at some stronger stuff into the weekend, but otherwise, again, not much to worry about for now. Satellite radar composite is mainly showing just cloud cover out there. There's real no rain across much of the region. And looking into and around a little bit further, going to the southeastern United States, we do have a little bit more in the way of rainfall taking place well back over to the west. Notice that spin back that direction. That is our next storm system getting organized over the Red River and way back into North Texas and portions of Oklahoma. That's going to be kind of digging down to the south a little bit and then racing off to the northeast, just like the last system. This is where we're going to be seeing the potential of more rain and thunderstorms coming up, as we see again the possibility of that last system moving on through. Very mild conditions with that warm front on the way and that area of low pressure expected to sink down toward the Gulf Coast as we go into later on tonight. So more potential of rainfall coming in as this system passes on. And after this passes out of the picture, some much cooler air coming through. I do not want to call it an Arctic blast, but we will be seeing the potential for some cooler weather coming up. So starting off Saturday morning, more chances of rain beginning into our area. And then by about Saturday afternoon, that'll be the best potential of anything involving potential stronger weather and heavier amounts of rainfall coming up. So that, again, could be just a bit of an issue there. So again, tomorrow afternoon I don't think is going to be the best opportunity for seeing anything in the way of clear skies or good for outdoor activities. That's going to be the main threat out there. Now by Sunday morning, very early, there will be a few remnant showers left over, especially past midnight. And then Sunday afternoon, it seems to be cool enough here, the computer models think so, to get some snow mixed in with the rain. I don't think it's going to be, unless you're like way up at the top, and that's going to be some very cold air very far down. So whether or not we get some snow on the lee side of the Appalachian Ridge, it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. And some of that could linger into very early Monday morning. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s there. And Monday afternoon will be much cooler. Highs only back into the mid-40s. So not getting a great deal of anything involving a powerful punch of cold air, and we do see what looks to be another cold front dropping on through. Whether or not this makes it all the way down to the south is going to be a little bit on the iffy side out there for right now. Let me add one frame in here because I just checked out the website and I want to make certain all this is taken care of. For now, it looks like the main threat for anything going on will be a marginal threat for the News 12 viewing area counties. But if you notice a little bit farther down into the lower left-hand corner, kind of over my shoulder, let me get out of the way so you can see this. Facebook Live, Chip Washington from my old boss from back into my boss from back from my old job, not implying any old there, but welcome to Chip. This is my former boss at the Shelby County Health Department, back for a couple of years there. Always great to see you online here. Check out Chip's shows on Memphis Radio. Tune in to see what's going on back around Shelby County. But thank you for stopping by, sir. Good to see you there. Looking again toward tomorrow, there is a slight risk of severe weather. Southern DeKalb County in Alabama, south of Fort Payne, and northeast of Birmingham and Montgomery. That is where we could see the worst of the worst activity for the possibility of severe weather going on. Rest of the area, a strong thunderstorm. The main threat, I think, is going to be the possibility of maybe some areas of heavier amounts of rainfall. So what exactly are we talking about here? I think for right now, if I can get the computer to agree with me, most of what we're seeing, again, will be not starting off Saturday morning, some drizzle there, but then by Saturday afternoon, we start to get a healthy amount, inch and a half, and then Saturday night, that appears to be more the lion's share sweeping in, and we get rid of most of that into Sunday. But the leftover rainfall peeling out of the picture afterwards, that is where we could see, again, the potential for some heavier rainfall. So another inch, 2 inches, 2.5 inches possible, mainly north of Chattanooga, and it looks like back toward the Cumberland Plateau. There's probably going to be a little bit more in that location. Let me see if I can give a bit of a plot area here. Doesn't look like it's going to let me put anything in there, but it is possible. Hang on 1 second. Let me just get this in. What I'm trying to do is give you an idea as to what it looks like. There we go. Back toward the west and northwest of us, it looks like we may be picking up the possibility of at least another 2 inches, maybe more. Cumberland Plateau, north central Alabama, so that could be a bit of the worst activity there. And then anything, again, here where we do see that going on. The National Weather Service has reissued the flood watch for southeast Tennessee, western North Carolina, all of northwest, north central, and now northeast Georgia included with that. So far, not reissued for DeKalb and Jackson counties in Alabama. That could change tonight, but this is the way it is looking for at least Friday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So that is where we're seeing the potential for some heavier amounts of rainfall. So flash flooding could be an issue in any of these counties. That includes Hamilton County and Chattanooga. So please, please keep that in mind. And remember, never drive across water-covered roadways. Not the best thing to do. Could be the last mistake you ever make. No, I'm not kidding about that. And that's not hyping the weather. That's trying to keep you alive and breathing, because it only takes about 6 to 12 inches to float an SUV off the roadway, and that is all it takes. You don't even know if you're driving into that water if the roadway under that water top is still there, and that has happened in several videos that I've seen in the last couple of days. So please, again, keep that in mind as we watch that. And if there's any severe weather, we'll bring that to you as quickly as we can on News 12. Don't forget, coming up in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from tonight, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken on the time, CHI Memorial Hospital, National Weather Service Morristown will be teaching a severe weather Skywarn training course, 6 p.m. That's on DeSales Avenue. It's totally free. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars help pay for this program. So great opportunity to take advantage of this. Lasts about an hour, hour and a half, and you get to be able to get a phone number, and they will get your phone number so you can call, or they can call you to say, hey, what's going on in this area? And you can say, this is John or Jane Smith calling in from downtown Chattanooga. We see a large rotating wall cloud. We have baseball-sized hail. We have power lines down, and that's the information that the National Weather Service can give to people like me in the broadcast community, emergency management, the local authorities, sheriff, police, fire departments, ambulance, EMTs, to let them know what's going on. That, again, is where we plot and see what happens. That's part of emergency preparedness, is communication, and you can be a part of this. So please consider 2 weeks from tonight, if you're a Chattanooga or Hamilton County resident, please consider taking this course. Hour and a half out of your time learning more about weather. I've seen kids as young as 7 or 8 take this course, and that's how I got started a long time ago, learning about weather when these courses were first offered way back in the 80s and the late to mid 70s, somewhere in there. So if you'd like to take this, go to weather.gov/MRX, and there will be other meetings being posted. So far, these are the only meetings that we have for the News 12 viewing area counties. Bradley County, Tennessee, you'll be about a week after that, a day after the Valentine's Day on February 15th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Cleveland, Tennessee at the Bradley County 911 Center. Again, register for a seat at weather.gov/MRX. So if you live around Bradley County, Cleveland, in that area, this is your opportunity to do so. This is, a little bit farther off our patch, but if you, if you know anybody who is deaf or hard of hearing, this is a good opportunity, and it's really neat to be able to see the National Weather Service offering outreach like this to the deaf and hard of hearing community, which do not get, as far as I'm aware of, anything involving a lot of courses that they can take. This severe weather workshop, as it's being called, from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. The meeting will be in Huntsville on February 6th at the AIDB Huntsville Regional Center, 4092 Memorial Parkway. ASL services and CART services will be provided. If you'd like to learn more, it doesn't say you have to register for a seat on the Huntsville website, but again, check it out at weather.gov/HUN. That is the 3-letter code for the National Weather Service in Huntsville. So you can go there and take this course. If you know someone in the deaf and hard of hearing community, if you are deaf or hard of hearing, great opportunity to learn more about weather and to understand a little more about what's going on. I'm trying to learn ASL myself so that I can do anything in the way of ASL weathercasts. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. So hopefully one of these days, if I'm able to practice hard enough, maybe get some training, I'll be able to do that. But like to bring more information like this along so anybody who is deaf or hard of hearing can know more about what is happening out there. So thank you, National Weather Service Huntsville, for putting those seminars on. A couple of astronomical notes before we go too far. Again, this is coming up this weekend. The UTC, University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, Clarence T. Jones Observatory will be holding their next star party. It'll be January 28th, coming up this Sunday. Gates open at 5:30. Lecture and planetarium show at 6. Telescope viewing remains open until 8 p.m. That's on 10 North Tuxedo Avenue. More information at their website at facebook.com/UTC Jones Observatory. The next meeting after that, about a week or so after this week, about a week and a half, somewhere in there, the Barnard Astronomical Society will be holding their next star party at Harrison Bay State Park in Tennessee, 6 to 10 p.m. That's February 10th. I believe that is a Saturday. Let me just double check. Yes, Saturday the 10th of February. If you'd like to show up there and find out more and look through their scopes and learn a little bit more about amateur astronomy, it's a great opportunity. Great group here. It's nice to see amateur astronomy alive and strong and well in this community. It was very good back in Memphis. It's nice to see that here. More information available at barnardastronomy.org. So thank you again, BAS, for bringing these star parties out and about to the public so everybody can see a little bit more and maybe get a little bit more interested as what's going on into and around the area regarding astronomy out there. What did I do with it? It was here a minute ago. I know because I just finished the graphic. Usually, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and take this real quick and talk about our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day from Teresa Weeks, a resident free range pig on Marbletop Road. If that is anything like the pigs that got loose back in northeast Kansas that I remember, that is a big chunk of pork right there around Chickamauga. So thank you very much, Teresa Weeks, for our Langley Roofing weather picture of the day. If you've got pictures, we would love to see them and show them. Send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com or drop them to the comments section of our Facebook, X, or Instagram pages, and we would love to see what you are seeing out there. Don't think we did the 7-day forecast, so let's give you that real quick. From Island Cove, a little bit more in the way of cloudy skies, a little hazy, a little bit of fog settling in, but not by much for right now. Flood watch in effect for Saturday. Sunday, the rain comes to an end very early. We clear out. We cool down in the upper 40s. Another minor shot of rainfall coming through on late Tuesday, early Wednesday. But otherwise, temperature is very much on the mild side, looking very good into next week. No major ups or downs. And if I'm not mistaken, I need to add a graphic here because next week is Fri Full Forecaster Day. So get set for all the here we go again jokes out there as we see what Punxsutawney Phil and his furry brethren decide to say about the weather this time around. Whether or not it is that way or not, we'll take a look and see. Phil's accuracy is really not all that great, so my accuracy is much more better there. Our Panagua Auto Mall weather question of the day: we were close to 70 degrees yesterday, about 8 degrees below a record high in January. So that got me thinking. We've already talked about what's the warmest high temperature in January in Chattanooga. So what in fact is the coolest record high temperature for Chattanooga? So believe it or not, it is actually 71 degrees. That's the coolest record high temperature for January in Chattanooga. If you'd like to vote in our next Panaagua Auto Mall weather question of the day, go to WDEF.com/vote now, or you can use that QR code right there, which you will see on our screen. 51% voted 66 degrees, and 71% tied for 12% with 68 and 71. But actually, the correct answer was 71 degrees. So that's our Panaagua Auto Mall weather question of the day. That should do it, I think. Going into the weekend, we're going to be seeing some decently quiet weather, hopefully not too much in the way of severe weather as we go into tomorrow, but we're going to be watching that with some interest out there for now. The National Weather Service in Morristown is showing the potential of a low-end tornado potential, including straight-line winds. So that could be a bit of an issue. 3 inches of rainfall in mountain locations, and could be some mountain wave activity shaping up. So we could be looking at some windy conditions into Sunday as this whole system blows on past us. So something to watch out for there. But the threat does not look to be like anything huge. It'll be best from roughly 9 p.m. Eastern Time until midnight tomorrow, and that again includes portions of the area way on down south of us into northeastern Alabama. So we'll be watching that carefully. Todd Heislip will have more on your forecast on News 12 tomorrow. That's Saturday at 11 o'clock, and on Sunday as well. And Chip Chapman will be back bright and early Monday morning for your commutes to get you going on another week. Hopefully weather will be quiet by then, maybe chilly, but not really seeing too much in the way of rain. As always, drop by our website at WDEF.com/weather. Would love to be able to get you updated on that. Got suggestions, story ideas, pictures you can send us, go to our website, and that's where you can find all the contact details for us. We can't run this TV station without you, so if you've got something out there, an upcoming event you think could be covered, a weather picture, anything in the way of a suggestion for what we might cover here, let us know. Again, 90% of our story ideas, this news that you see on there, 90% of it pretty much comes from you, the viewers. So if you got something out there, please let us know more about what's going on. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick. Here's hoping you have a happy and healthy and safe weekend. Remember, as Sergeant Phil used to say, let's be careful out there, and I'll see you again on Weather Overtime for Monday night. Thanks for joining us for Friday evening.